Okay, let's unpack this. We're diving deep today into something really monumental that just happened. We're talking yesterday, July 14th, 2025.
That's right. Big news.
Yeah, huge. It's a reported major meeting, 48 African army generals coming together, and they're forming what insiders are apparently calling the One Africa Army Command Unit. So this deep dive, we're going to explore all the details we can find, the structure, the history behind it, and, the implications. What does this unified force mean for you, for Africa, for the world?
Right.
And we're sticking just to our source material for this one. It's a transcript from Supreme Africa Breaking News. That's our mission today.
And what's truly fascinating here, I think, is that this isn't just, another meeting, another headline. It feels like a profound shift.
Tectonic shift, you called it before.
Yeah, exactly. It takes this idea of a unified African military, which, let's be honest, felt like a dream for a long time.
Absolutely.
And makes it tangible, real, organized. It's apparently the result of a pretty meticulous 3-year military harmonization process. 3 years.
3 years. And it really could fundamentally alter, global power dynamics. It's that significant.
That's a crucial point. And to really get how profound this is, let's look at the actual event, the birth moment, if you like.
Okay.
Our source says the final session, the one that made it official, they're calling it the Unified Command Act of the One Africa Army, was held behind closed doors.
Right, in Goma, DRC, at the AU military headquarters.
Exactly. And those 48 top generals were there finalizing it. The source even mentions leaked documents titled AFRDF-1 Final Mandate for Continental Command Integration. Sounds very official.
It does. So what does that mean in simple terms? Basically, the One Africa Army. It's not a concept anymore.
It's real.
It's real, it's structured, it's operational. And like we said, not sudden. It's the outcome of those 3 years of harmonization.
Planning.
Meticulous planning. Bringing all these different national forces together. It's a huge step towards, self-determination for the continent. And the structure they've apparently settled on, it sounds quite insightful. It seems designed for rotating power, regional balance.
That's key. Balance.
Yeah. The source quotes insiders Protocol Black and a General Umoja.
General Umoja seems like a key figure here.
Right. They say the top job, the Supreme Continental Commander, or SEC, that rotates every 18 months.
Okay.
Between the 5 regions, North, West, East, Central, Southern.
So everyone gets a turn at the helm, essentially.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
And then you have deputy commanders from the other 4 regions, so representation across the board.
Balanced power, like you said.
But then it gets interesting. There's mention of a shadow command board.
Ah, yes. The oversight group.
Secretive, elite generals, intelligence chiefs. Apparently they have emergency authority.
That's significant. A sort of fail-safe or crisis mechanism built in.
And then the muscle. Continental Peace Battalion units, CPDUs.
10,000 special forces per region.
Our region. Ready to deploy in 48 hours. That's rapid response.
Extremely rapid. And if you connect that military structure to the bigger picture, the vision for Africa.
Like a unified government?
Potentially, yes.
Yeah.
It sort of mirrors that political ideal. Rotating leadership, balanced power, but united action.
It shows they're thinking long-term.
Yeah.
Governance, not just fighting.
Exactly. Forward thinking.
And looking back, the source makes it clear this wasn't rushed. It lays out this whole journey.
The building blocks.
Right. Back in 2023, the Accra Military Ethics Charter. Aligning soldier conduct. First step.
Foundational. Ethics first.
Then, 2024, Lusaka, Weapons Standardization Protocol.
Crucial for interoperability. Same bullets, same radios.
Crane logistics, makes sense. Then just this year, 2025, the Kampala Code of Rapid Response, that 48-hour deployment capability we mentioned.
Putting the speed element into doctrine.
And even earlier this year, February, the Add a Secret draft.
The top secret one.
Yeah. Apparently hinting that military integration was needed to, quote, defend a future One Africa political system.
So the political and military tracks were running in parallel, it seems. These weren't just, documents piling up. They were, as the source puts it, like the quiet footsteps of an African army slowly walking toward destiny. Each step building that independent defense capability.
Moving away from relying on others.
Precisely. Building internal strength.
So, okay. They built the structure, laid the groundwork. What's the mission? What are they actually preparing for?
Right. This is where it gets really interesting, according to the transcript.
It talks about borderless anti-terror ops, crossing borders without waiting for, say, the UN.
Cutting through the red tape. allows for much faster action against transnational threats.
And then this Ghost Protocol unit for shadow threat interventions. Sounds like Black Ops.
It does. For situations where sovereignty is compromised, perhaps subtly, without overt invasion. Very specialized.
And rapid crisis response. Not just military threats, but earthquakes, coup attempts, oil sabotage, getting there before the news crews even.
Proactive intervention. Stabilization.
And digital warfare is a big one. The AU Cyber Command, codenamed Afrosifer.
AI-based surveillance and defense across 30 member states already.
Using AI to map vulnerabilities, predict threats, secure their networks. That's quite advanced.
It suggests a very modern approach to defense, not just boots on the ground.
And maybe the boldest part, planning to silently monitor over 50 foreign military bases currently in Africa.
That's a statement. Keeping tabs on external actors on their own soil.
It really is. And speaking of statements, General Umoja, the reported interim SEC, he apparently gave a pretty stark warning.
What did he say?
The quote is, "We are not forming this army to attack anyone, but if anyone touches Africa, whether it be CIA Mossad or Chinese intel, we will move like a single fist."
Wow. Okay, that's unambiguous. A clear defensive posture, but a strong one.
Definitely signals they mean business. But then, interestingly, there's also this civilian engagement arm, the CEA.
Right. Lawyers, journalists, peace mediators, tech people, cultural advisors.
Their job is advising the military on human rights, accountability, national pride. That's unusual for a new military structure, isn't it?
It is unusual and potentially very significant. It addresses that classic concern about military power becoming unchecked.
Like trying to prevent it from becoming a junta.
Exactly. The source quotes a civilian observer, Mama Pan-Africa, who says, "This isn't a junta. It's a new African philosophy of strength with wisdom."
Strength with wisdom. I like that.
It suggests they're trying to build something different. Balancing might with ethics, with public trust. How that actually plays out in practice, though.
Yeah.
That's the big question.
True. And beyond the people and the mission, there's the actual physical stuff, the bases.
The infrastructure.
Yeah.
The source mentions over 17 new forward operation bases, FOBS, confirmed by Shadow Unit Zulu, apparently.
Shadow Unit Zulu, again, they seem to be the source for some key details.
They do. It suggests internal leaks or perhaps controlled release of information.
Could be. So these bases, Samburu Base in Kenya for mountain warfare training.
Specialized training for specific environments. Smart.
Mabo Fortress in Zimbabwe, a cave-based command center.
Wow. Natural fortification, highly defensible.
Coastal Station for Atlantic naval surveillance. Benua Command Hub for drones and intel training.
Drones are key nowadays.
And the Tana Delta Cyber Bay home of Afrinet, Africa's own secure military satellite communication center.
Okay, so that links back to the digital warfare capability. A secure, independent network.
And how are these bases connected? You mentioned this earlier.
Through the black nerve grid, that's what the source calls it, military fiber optics, satellites, completely separate from civilian networks.
So self-sufficient and secure communication, critical for independent operation.
Absolutely crucial. Can't have your military comms running on public internet infrastructure if you want real security.
Makes sense. Okay, and then the source gets into what it calls the juicy part, active shadow units.
Yes. Beyond just Zulu providing info, but actual operational units.
What are these units supposed to be doing?
Well, the transcript names a few, and it paints a picture of some pretty serious covert capabilities.
Like?
Shadow Unit Zulu itself is described as elite assassins, neutralizing high-level threats.
Oh, okay. That's direct action.
Very direct. Then there's the Echo Lead Unit, undercover ops within AU parliaments.
Internal counterintelligence, anti-corruption.
Potentially. Keeping an eye on things from the inside. Then, Desert Ghosts, Sahara-based drone strike coordinators.
Region-specific drone capability again.
Exactly. And Unit ZAM, underwater sabotage specialists, operating from Mozambique up to Libya.
Underwater sabotage. So, naval, maritime threats, pipelines, cables, maybe.
It implies a sophisticated capability in that domain, yes. The source is clear. These are not stories. These are operations you just don't hear about them.
So this stuff is already happening just under the radar.
That's the implication. A deep level of covert activity has been developing quietly.
Which explains why the reported global reactions have been so swift, just in the last 48 hours.
Right. France supposedly calling for an emergency EU-African security dialogue.
China reportedly increasing funding to African defense innovation programs, trying to stay involved.
Or maybe hedging their bets? Supporting capacity building they might hope to influence.
And the U.S. apparently warning its military contractors to watch AU movements closely.
Everyone's paying attention now.
But why these specific reactions? What's the underlying cause?
It's simple, really. A strong, unified African army, especially one with these kinds of capabilities. It just changes everything.
How so?
Well, think about it. It could mean, as the source says, no more puppet play. Less room for external powers to dictate terms or pull strings.
Fewer contracts for foreign military companies too, perhaps?
Absolutely. Africa building its own capacity reduces reliance on external providers. And fundamentally, it signals a new African tone.
And this one doesn't whisper.
Exactly. It speaks with authority. It demands to be treated as an equal, unified player on the world stage.
It's fascinating how this is also bubbling up culturally. The source mentions memes from Kigali.
Yeah, a little touch of humor, which often reflects real sentiment.
Like African soldiers before. We wait for UN. One Africa army now. We are the UN.
Hey, captures that feeling of self-reliance, doesn't it?
It does, and apparently someone joked about contacting Shadow Unit Zulu to remove they considered a threat to my national peace.
Okay,
yeah,
maybe taking it a bit far. But it shows the idea is entering the public consciousness, this sense of newfound African power and agency.
Definitely. So wrapping this all up, what does this mean for you listening right now?
Well, it means Africa is seemingly building something quite formidable, a continental army. Quietly, wisely, unstoppably, as the source puts it.
An army that could genuinely reshape global power. And it means the future is changing fast. You know, soon, maybe your own sons, your daughters might wear a badge that says one Africa, one uniform, one mission.
It's possible.
You might drive past military zones guarded by African flags, not foreign ones. You'll hear about conflicts and know Africa has its own tools, its own boots, its own generals ready.
Ready to defend not just countries, but the continent.
Yeah.
Civilization here.
It's a massive shift in perspective.
It really is. And maybe this brings us to a final thought for you, the listener, to mull over.
Okay.
Given that emphasis we talked about, the civilian engagement arm, the strength with wisdom idea, it raises the question.
Which is?
Would you join the One Africa Army if they actually opened up recruitment for that civilian peace division they're talking about? Something to think about.